chapstick break.
Can't be ashy.
What chapstick are you using today, Yetunde?
I use burnt bees. Oh wait, let me do my YouTube hands. You're not doing your YouTube hand right. I can't. You gotta get your YouTube angle.
Hello, Black Rep people in the virtual space. We're glad to be here. Thank you, Damron, for having us. We are talking about
why Black stories need their own platform, or just a platform in general. And I think it's becoming more and more apparent as more and more Black creatives are producing that we do need our own platforms because we get to take creative control over the way that we're portrayed. You and I have both had experiences where we were in plays specifically for our Blackness, but not necessarily in positive ways.
Yeah.
And so taking control of that narrative is just really important. So it's like FUBU. You're probably too young to remember FUBU.
I had a FUBU jacket. It was blue and electric green.
Mine was like the huge letters across right here. But, you know, for us, by us. And that's important because it's not always for us when it's not by us.
But sometimes when it's by us, it don't be of the best quality.
Yes, and I think that I used to come hard on Black art, and I think we need to keep doing that. Like, keep coming, we keep critiquing it as hard as we're critiquing it. We keep doing what we're doing so that it can get better. And it's not often fair to compare our art versus art that's like long established, because our art hasn't had the same platform and the same opportunity. So it may not be of the same quality yet. Keyword is yet. We're working with such excellence. Like Black excellence is such a real thing. We just excel and do well when we put our minds toward it. So I think if we continue to critique, continue to apply the natural creative excellence that exudes from most of us, then it can only get better. So I don't feel bad when I critique Black art the way I used to.
Yeah, I feel like people assume like, oh, just because something is Black means you have to accept it unconditionally, which I'm like, I can support you because you're Black, you're doing your thing. But at the same time, it's like, why are you selling this crap quality thing for like $50,000?
And I think when we continue to give ourselves our own platforms, we give ourselves the room to grow and the room to fail. A lot of times our stories get sold out or watered down because they're on a platform not specifically meant for us. So the stakes are higher, and things that we wouldn't normally settle for or wouldn't normally go for, we do because it has to sell, or it has to, you know, earn a certain amount. It has to have a certain name attached to it. So I think when we create our own platforms, we give ourselves the freedom to fail, because failure is the only way that you get better. I think it's really important to have our own platforms because that's the only way we'll make room for ourselves. We have to make it for ourselves.
I feel like I've gotten to the point where I've realized, and maybe it's the quarantine that helped me realize or what, but I think I find more satisfaction in creating for myself than I do in just auditioning and hoping someone gives me an opportunity. And I feel like that isn't even exclusively have to do with me being Black, just me being an actor in general. But yes, also me being Black, because me being Black and creating my own work, I get to have control over my narrative, and I get to decide what parts of myself do I want to display, what parts of myself do I want to showcase that other people aren't, because they have such a narrow scope of who I am as a fat Black queer body. And so now I get to be like, okay, well, maybe today I want to be this version of a fat Black queer body, and maybe this.
That is such a. I'm a fat Black queer body, and you're gonna get all of it.
All of
it, because it's my platform. Excuse you. And the power in when you create your platform for yourself, you also create a platform for other fat Black queer bodies. You then open the door for other people who look like you, other people who may not even look like you, but because you know the experience of being ostracized and not seen, you can help other people who may not look like you also be seen. We have to create what we want other people to see us as, but we also have to open the doors for each other because the doors have been closed to all of us.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Let's open some doors. Let's create and then open some doors for ourselves. Can you write something for me real quick?
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me
Okay.
jot down some notes.
I'm not allowed to be broke. I'm not allowed to have a whole bunch of kids. I'm not allowed to be ratchet except for a little bit. I'm not allowed to be angry. I'm not, and I want to be in love. I want to be successful.
Oh, wait, do you want to be in love with another Black man, or do you want to be in love with a white man?
I want to be in love with a Black man, a chocolate Black man. I don't want to be nobody's sidekick. I don't want to be the comic relief. And I don't want to be on drugs.
Yes. I don't want to be sassy and just there to fix your problems, but I don't necessarily get to have to focus on my own problems. I don't want to be a troubled youth. I don't want to have daddy issues. Well, I want to be in love. I want to be the object of desire. I want to be hyper intelligent and have witty dialogue that's like these long string of like elaborate and creative and witty banter things to say.
Yes. I guess the only place that exists is one in your head and two on this platform. And acting Black is a perfect example of creating our own platform. We said, oh, this already exists. Other people are doing it. Will anybody even listen? But the feedback that we have gotten has been overwhelming about people feeling seen. Be part and work hard on the other platforms, but establish your own. Go where you are desired, not where you are tolerated. And I think if we continue to expand our own platforms, there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also when creating these spaces, I feel like an important part of it is creating spaces without the white gaze. And I mean that in both spelling of gaze. I'm just like, but am I? But it's like when you're in a room, like even if you have the best allies, the best white allies in the room, it's still this subconscious or like gut feeling where you tend to censor yourself because it's like, I really like that white person, so I don't want to say something that may offend them.
At some point, you have a specific monologue that you do or do not do based on who's in the room.
Yep. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it's like we should be free to explore in any way we should. I mean, that doesn't mean we are always going to like go about and just like be disrespecting white people and just like bashing them.
Yeah, I think, let's say it loud for the people in the back. Pro-Blackness does not mean anti anything else.
It does not.
Pro-Blackness does not mean anti anything else.
Yeah. It's just another form of being pro self-love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, big ups to the platform that is the Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City. Thank you for creating a space. Thank you for creating a platform and furiously and ferociously pulling everyone onto that platform. You are needed, you are desired and celebrated, and we hope that this time of this crazy, crazy pandemic has not been too tough on the organization, but we are here to support in word and kind so that Black Rep becomes all that it is meant to be.